Welcome students to our Spelling Netcast. Looks like this week we'll be doing sort 27, and we have words that have IR, IRE, and IER in them, and we'll be learning how those particular sounds influence the word. Alright, let's make sure that we're prepared. Let's make sure we have our pencil to write with, scissors to cut out our word chips. We need a glue stick. Remember the glue stick. We're going to cut out the heading, and that is glued in your notebook here. And again, the notebook's necessary. All right, Ziploc bag to put your stuff in. Let's take a look at this week's spelling words. Again, it is list 27 or sort 27. I'm going to go through so you can see the words. Kind of get an idea of what we're going to be dealing with this week. Alright, let's go ahead and begin the process of cutting out your words. Pause the video and cut. See you in a second. Okay, by now you've had a chance to finish cutting out your words. Let's go ahead and take your glue stick and run a few beads of glue across the top of your heading. Students need to do this. I'm going to be looking at your journals this week to make sure. Some of you have been negligent. You haven't been doing this. And the purpose of gluing your heading at the top is to help you and me and everybody stay more organized. Okay? Alright, so sort 27, IR, IRE, and IER. Let's begin by placing the exemplars at the top. So let's put this up here, and let's go ahead and write that, IR. Draw a line underneath it. Okay. Now this IR, this is very similar to one of last week's exemplars in the sense that it makes the same sound. Up above, I'm going to put in parentheses, and in that parentheses, I'm going to put UR because it makes that sound Everybody say makes the UR or sound. Okay, and again, remember, while we're doing this, or when we're doing this, you need to be focusing on the sound first, then looking at the exemplar to see if it matches. Alright, let's go to the next exemplar, which is IRE. Okay, draw a line underneath it. Alright, this is ire. Everybody say ire. IRE makes the ire sound. And again, once we start, you'll be able to see some words that will fit under that category. Our next one is IER. And this one is also going to be ire. Everybody say ire. So these two, I'm going to draw an arrow between these two, and I'm going to write same sound. Okay, they make the same sound. Okay, all right, let's go through our three exemplars and the sounds that they make, even before we start putting words underneath it. Remember we said this one, the IR, words that have IR, they're going to make the sound. Everybody say Over here to IRE, ire, IER, also makes the ire sound. And again, I wrote same sound. Alright, there might be an oddball or two, so I'm going to put that over here. In the English language, there are oddball words. Okay, let's go ahead and start with, let's pull in a few of these ones here to start with. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and start with fire. Everybody say fire. Good. You pronounce it so well. Alright, remember I said these two exemplars make the ire sound. Fire, ire. So now let's look and see which pattern fire will fit under. IRE, IE, IRE, IER. So it's going to go under the IRE. Again, say fire and write it. F-I-R-E. Makes the ire sound. Let's take a look at this one. What's the word? Say it with me. Dryer. Say dryer. Okay. Makes that same sound, ire, but it's going to fit under the IER. Dryer. D-R-I-E-R. Where does dryer come from? Anybody know? Well, let me tell you. Dryer, I'm going to put in parentheses. This is the base word, dry. Okay. When we use the word dryer, the IER means that we're comparing it with something. Okay. But the base word, dry, is D-R-Y. So to get from dry to dryer, what do we have to do? Looks like we drop the Y and we add I-E-R, which is our exemplar. Pretty cool, huh? Sweet. Alright. Let's move over to our next one. You guys know what this is, especially you girls. The word is girl. Alright. Looks like it might go under this one. This one is makes the sound. Girl, girl. You can hear that sound, hopefully. Alright, say it. Write it. Girl. Again, it makes that UR sound. Earl. Girl. Alright. Well, we haven't seen an oddball yet, have we? What about? Let's go into this one. Crier. It looks an awful lot like dryer, and it makes that sound ire. Everybody say crier, ire, crier. Let's write it because it fits under the IER. What's the base word for crier? Again, in parentheses, I'm going to put the base word, which is cry. So to go from cry to crier, we have to drop the Y. Right? Drop the Y and add our exemplar, IER. A person who cries. A crier. The one's crying because the other one's drier. Just kidding. Alright, let's move on. Let's go to... How about this one? Let's look at this word. Everybody say fur. Fur. Now this fur, again, makes the sound. Fur, So it's going to go under girl, girl, fur. Alright. This type of fir refers to a kind of tree. F-I-R. It's the type of a tree. Kind of a pine tree. Some of you might have a fir, you might use a fir at Christmas time to decorate with, you know, beautiful Christmas tree and all. Okay, so it's a type of tree. When we bring in this other word right here, it is also called fur. This is like a fur coat. But if we look at it, now that we know how to say it, fur, okay, it could go under this one because it makes that sound, but the exemplar is IR. Would that fit under there? Even though it makes the sound, the UR sound, the exemplar is IR. And it's not going to go under IRE. It's not going to go under IER because these are IR. So this one must be what? An oddball. Sweet. We figured out one of the oddballs. Alright, let's come over here. Grab another one. We have tire. Tire. It's one of the Ires. This comes from the Ire family. Alright, and it's not IER because it's IRE, so let's go ahead and put it under what? Tire. Excuse me, fire. Under fire is tire. Fire, tire. Makes that ire sound. Okay. Alright. let's go ahead and Mr. Powell would like you guys to, using what we've just talked about, what we did, to go ahead and finish placing the rest of your words under the exemplars that it should fit under. Remember, this is the exemplar that makes the sound, like girl, fur, fur, girl, girl. Okay, ire, I-E-R, and I-R-E. And then again, we do have an oddball, like fur. It makes the same sound as this other fur, doesn't it? But it just doesn't quite fit. It makes the sound, but the look of the exemplar makes it an oddball. Okay. All right, students, I'm going to give you some time. Take a few minutes and sort the rest. And if you have any questions, put a question by the word that you have, and we will discuss it the next day. All right. The time is now yours to go to work. All right. You wonderful students have by now finished sorting all of your words. Remember that the very next thing that you need to do is turn the page and mix up your word chips. Write your exemplars at the top of the next page and do one more lay and say. Monday nights, we finish the video. We do an extra lay and say to get us off to a great start by doing it twice. Okay, remember Tuesday nights we do a lay and say for homework, and we do 2 speed sorts. The lay and say you need to write in your booklet, just like you're doing tonight. And then the speed sorts, you're just quickly laying them and saying them and then keeping track of your time. Don't forget to write T1, write your time, and then the second time that you do it, write T2 and put down your second time. And most likely your second time will be faster. Okay? All right. You guys are wonderful, and I think you guys are picking up on the idea that when we do this and we become better at word knowledge, we learn how to spell words, it helps us to become readers and better readers, writers as well. So, all right. We expect you to get this done and do your very best. We think the world of you. We'll see you tomorrow.